kill a general in his bed. Overthrow dictators if they're red. F***ing amen. CIA man. Who can buy a government so cheap? Change a cabinet without
I'm getting
a
pissed.
squeak.
Here goes.
Snap. Oh, snap. Woo, woo, woo. Put on the brakes. Put on the brakes. Boys and girls, welcome, welcome. Boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left wing wackos, kings and queens. Todd, if you could pan the big cam out just a little before you leave. I can't see the tip of my horns.
He's horny today.
To another
He's
version
very
of
horny.
It's News, a little more. To another version of It's News to us. Thank you. And, okay, stinky dog, get down, horny. Thanks, Todd. You are watching It's News to Us. We're Newport's oldest TV news. What just new? We got adult themes and adult language. That's right. So you're advised. Let the kids watch. You people go to bed. But where are the Bronze Age Invisible Sky Guards going to beat you and forgive you and beat you and forgive you? And he does sanction slavery, and everybody's welcome here. Men, women, men, cisgendered, every gender, everybody, all welcome. Man, oh man, where do we begin, Philo?
Not sure.
Holy moly. I'll tell you what, I said when this Trump guy got elected, man, we're going to have, we ain't had this much fun since Teddy Roosevelt was president. And it's being a thrill a minute. Oh, and there's Kent State, by the way. For those of you who had seen Ken Burns' Vietnam thing, it's, oh man. Well, that bring back some bad memories.
I watched it last night.
You should see the episode 7, I think it was, the one they ran Monday, where they played the LBJ tape where they busted. He was talking to Everett Dirksen. They busted Nixon, putting the brakes on the peace conference, committing treason to get elected.
I heard that before.
Yeah, well, on Hartman only.
Like a certain Ronald Reagan who did the same thing with us in Iran.
Yeah, Reagan did it with the hostages. But see, here's the thing. And like the North Vietnamese did with our prisoners. They said that they didn't have to treat our prisoners according to the Geneva Convention because it was not a formal declaration of war.
That may be true.
And that's the same stuff we're going through now with these our troops in Syria. You ask them how many troops are there, it's 503, no matter what. I'll get to that in a minute with the new Rolling Stone. Which, by the way, doesn't even show up on the website. I went there to try and get the America's Secret War Against ISIS, the Siege of Raqqa story in here. To send to friends, and this Rolling Stone, this print edition, isn't there for some reason. Maybe it's because Rolling Stone's up for sale. Who knows? But anyways, guess who's out on a book tour, Philo? And a film tour, excuse me, with a new Emma Stone playing Billie Jean King. That's right, it's the attack of the lesbians. Run for your lives. The bulldykes are spreading lies. The happy single ladies, as we call them. This woman, I saw her on a talk show. If she is a woman, I'm not sure. She's 73, Philo. Now, there's nothing wrong with being 73, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to get there, but not too quick. I got 7 more years, and that's not something I'm looking forward to.
But the thing is, see, I'm 60, 61, and when we were kids, girls were taught they could be anything they wanted to be. And, this woman's 73 years old, she's saying, oh, girls were taught to be submissive. Well, yeah, maybe in the olden days when you rode a horse and buggy to school, woman. It's like it hasn't been that way forever. And that's why we have women doctors, lawyers, judges, everything else. It's like, get over it, okay?
Well, some of them can't get over it because they don't know how.
Yeah, I gotta, oh yeah, man, it's, oh geez, And, oh man.
I have an Asian doctor down at Dartmouth Hitchcock, and I absolutely love her.
Oh man, my doctor's a female, and she's the best thing since sliced bread. I'd rather have a female judge or a female lawyer, or they pay more attention to detail.
Well, not only that, but some of them are good and some of them are not, just like men are good and men are not.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Well, I mean, obviously, and women, Hillary proved that women can be just as evil and vicious as men.
Yep.
We came, we saw, he died. Yeah. Why don't we take away your Secret Service protection, Hillary?
Okay.
Oh, man.
Fine with me.
Oh, and here we are. This from today's paper, boys and girls. The screams of the dying whales. Have you ever been on a whale tour, Philo?
Nope. Actually, yes, I did one down in Cape Cod.
Did you get to see them?
Beautiful creatures.
Oh, man. I went out to see the Grays in San Diego, and I'll tell you what, mister, I was in a 35, 40-foot boat and with my girlfriend and our kids. And, they're big. They're beautiful, and they're dying, okay? Why are they dying, Philo? Because we can't stop burning crap because a few people are making money off it. It's just insane. The screams of the dying whales, the right whales, their new modeling confirmed that they're declining. There's been quite a few deaths over the summer. They're still doing autopsies off the ones that died in Maine and Nova Scotia. It's unbelievable.
Yep. And
guess who got 2 years in the... Guess who got, 21 months in the joint, Philo?
B.J. McPhister.
No, we could only wish. He ain't been sentenced yet.
Oh.
This is Weiner, Anthony Weiner, Hillary's girlfriend's husband. There he is right down there. Carlos Danger, wife of Hummadin, sent porno to a 15-year-old girl. You know, for 3 years he did this, Philo. He's a pervert. And, you know, the only reason they charged him, it seems, to me, is because the FBI had his laptop because of that Hillary email thing, and which she never got prosecuted for, of course. And they were Humma was sending all her stuff to Carlos Danger here to backfill or whatever, hang on to. And so the FBI got a hold of it, and they're all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And even when they tried to bury it, remember last year, Philo? The FBI, that goon Comey, that nutcase, Trump was right about him at least, that nutcase Comey tried to bury it, Gomer, whatever his name is, he tried to bury it, and the New York City Police Department said, no, give us a copy of that hard drive, because if you try and bury it, we're going to prosecute him right here in New York, mister. And that's what happened. He was, let's see. The crime I committed with my rock bottom. I was a very sick man for a long time. Weiner cried as he read from a written statement in Manhattan federal court. He was elected to Congress in 98, 6 terms. Used to blast the Republicans. A year out, he was out. Admitting to exchanging messages and photos of an explicit nature with about 6 women over 3 years. He tried to come back as a mayor in New York City in 2013 when it emerged he was sending explicit photos to a 22-year-old under the name Carlos Danger. And but in the sexting case, the teenager in North Carolina, a teenager initiated the communications. The girl acknowledged she was a minor, but the contacts continued over Skype, Snapchat, or Chap Snatch, or whatever it is, and other social media outlets. Even after the girl told Weenie she was 15, he still asked her to show him her naked body. Naked pictures of 15-year-old girls, which he did.
And sounds like Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, and he also sent her pornography. Well, give this to the Democrats. At least they're chasing women. The Republicans, like Denny Hastert, got busted chasing little boys and scuttling little boys.
Yep.
It sure seems that way.
Well, we seem to be obsessed with this because that's all anybody even really prosecutes anymore. You get somebody that commits, a major crime and nothing, but if one little sex thing and they're all over you. Oh,
like Wells Fargo.
Yep.
How many times has Wells Fargo been up to bat, choked, smoked, ripped their customers off, violated securities laws, banking laws, privacy laws, every other damn law. And do they get the corporate death penalty?
Nothing.
Oh, hell no. No. Oh, no, mister. And what are we good at up here, Philo?
Not much.
Well, I'll give you that. Well, here we are, right here. We'll start. See, this war on drugs. It's a war on colored people. That's all it is, okay? It's a war on colored people. And
she didn't look colored to me. She looks pretty white, but
yeah, well, these people are black and tans, like a good European beer. And the new slave beater named to jail more New York City Negroes. That's right, Christina Nolan. She's going to be the USAT for Vermont. If you're white, you get treatment. If you're black or colored, you go to jail. Speaking of which, Hernandez family's filing a lawsuit. You see that?
yeah, I saw.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, I saw that study, Philo. Out of 111 brains, they found 110 with CTE.
Well, I sent you that article, didn't I?
No, you said you were going to, but yeah, you haven't.
I did send it. I don't know where it went, but I did send it. And that doctor says that they chose these football players from way back in the 60s when head slaps and headshots were allowed.
Yeah.
And the equipment wasn't as good either. Obviously,
you're going to get that older data set first because they're the ones that are old enough to be dying now.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't, an average 20, 30-year-old person, we won't be able to see their brains unless they kill themselves, like this guy did. We won't be able to see their brains until, 30, 40 years from now. But anyways, okay, we got a new slave catcher here in Vermont. And just to show you how this works, and this is true, we see it over and over and over again. Right here. This is the black guy, the Negro from New York City. They told him down in Rutland, the cops told him that he could be the big kingpin. He was going to be the kingpin. They'd let him deal junk for a year. They'd send all their business his way, and the sap believed it. They said, you tell us all you know, and we'll let you be the kingpin. And this Corey Carter, like an idiot, he told them all they wanted to know, Philo. And guess how much he gets in jail?
$2.88.
No, he faced up to 20 years and $1 million in fines, but Judge Godfrey Crawford ordered him 11 years, followed by 3 years on probation. Okay? The police they said the police said they'd help him dominate the competition, funnel all sales through him, and all he had to do was tell them what they knew. And the judge said it was cinematic and fantastic, but it was legal because they had given him his Miranda rights. That's the thing. You have the right to remain silent. You know what that means? When they tell you got the right to remain silent, you say, I'm going to remain silent because I'm not stupid. If you're obviously, even if you're not guilty, because they'll try and twist your panties up in a knot and then you're going away.
And some of them love those panties too.
Yeah.
And not on women either.
But get this, here, way in the back, Philo, the last two paragraphs, prosecutors accused Carter of working with a pair of local men, Sebastian and Jorgen Benjamin. Okay, two first names, especially with Benjamin for a last name, like Medea Benjamin down Code Pink. What does that mean, Philo?
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah. Hoi! Same thing, right?
Yep.
So we got these two Jewish brothers down in Rutland, right? What happened to them, you say? Well, what the FBI went in and wired up an apartment, part of the sting by the FBI and the Federal Drug Task Force, and some of the customers were informants. The Benjamin brothers also pled guilty. Sebastian Benjamin was sentenced to time served. Time served. Do you know how much time he served, Philo?
$2.88, right?
4 months. 4 months for the Jewish guy selling heroin. 11 years for the black guy from New York City. That's fair?
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
And what happened to the other Benjamin brother, you wonder? Well, Jorgen Benjamin has failed to appear in court. A warrant is out for his arrest. I'd start looking in like Tel Aviv or maybe, I don't know, Jaffa, somewhere over there. And I'm pretty sure he's got dual citizenship. Oh yeah, okay. 11 years for Blackie, 4 months for Whitey. Okay, and here we are again. Now, what's wrong with this picture?
A girl on it. I can't see it.
Yeah, well, there you go. And it's not the old couple there. There's the black guys on the thing. Here's 3 more New York City Negroes off to the plantation, boys and girls. We got another dead junkie. Now, look at these even numbers, Philo. 50 grams of crack, 25 grams of coke, 5 grams of heroin, 5,000 cash, and a 357. And it's all even numbers. Huh. And there still hasn't been anything in the paper about the Royalton cop who got who's been busted, and the FBI and DEA is digging through the evidence room down there for giving heroin and cash and pills to his junkie girlfriend. You know, for years we've been telling you that this drug, we made, on this very program, we made fun of this drug take-back program, saying that all it is the cops, they bring in the drugs and the cops go through it and take out what they want. Well, it's true. Down in Royalton on Drug Take-Back Day, that's when Nixon had the buses around the White House. You see that in 1969?
Yep.
Yeah, it was on last night on the Vietnam thing, documentary, Nose to Tail, all these buses. He wasn't worried about them climbing over the White House fence, but he just had those buses parked around there for, I don't know, security. But anyways, we made fun of that drug take-back box, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened here. We got Handy, he's a Lebanese guy, and Nasheed, 4 men. Christopher Handy, Rashid Nasheed, and Avi Nomek was cited on suspicion of misdemeanor possession of cocaine. Okay, I'm thinking that guy might be the snitch because they got him on just possession, or he just happened to be there. But, you know, that's what usually happens. They have to bust the snitch to make it look good with the lowest possible charges. And then they got Terrence Tindley. He'd faced in a federal charge of possession of cocaine base and heroin with intent to distribute. He'd been detained for an arraignment on September 29th, which is day after tomorrow. Tinsley has 2 prior convictions for felony drug offenses. Oh, of course he does. Well, what else is he gonna do? He's black in America. There's no jobs. There's no jobs for white people. What do you think? The black people are on the bottom of the totem pole. What's he going to do? Work at Burger King? You know, come on. And we see nothing wrong with this. Absolutely nothing wrong. It started over a dead junkie. A 43-year-old woman died on August 18th. Excuse me, I thought it was September. In a Pearl Street apartment after ODing on drugs including fentanyl, cocaine, and heroin. That's called a speedball, boys and girls. Because if it ain't dangerous enough to just inject downers and some liquid water into your veins, you mix it with an upper so you get that big, big rush. And then you're dead. Is there an echo in here? Hey, why can't nobody hear me? Because you're dead. And yet, that's the powdered heroin. Yet, what do week after week, Philo? We push the liquid heroin. That's right. Even the alcohol kills and maims more people than drugs ever did or ever will. That's it. We have pushing artisan booze. Look at that lovely distiller behind him, Philo.
Well, you read about that woman that killed those 2 in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the only one that survived. The other 2 are dead.
Booze.
She had minor injuries. She was under the influence. She drifted into the center lane and nailed these 2.
Bang. And you're dead. And you're
Nice.
dead. And here it is right here. Oh, we got looks like Rachel Maddow's sister's running the place. Yeah, there she is right there. Another happy single lady, I'm thinking. Okay. Eat, drink, and puke all under one roof. That's it. Free tasting. Come on in. Drive home drunk. Kill a family of 5. Why not? It's legal. You know those signs that say DUI, you can't afford it? You can. The first time they plead it down to nothing, fine. Second time they plead it down to nothing, the fine. Maybe a third time they'll get you with a DUI instead of reckless driving, and then you just get a fine, and you just rack them up, boys, like a pool game. And here's another drunk. That's right, bum fights again in Burlington, Philo, in Bumington, excuse me. Another bum versus bum, and the machete versus knife, man. One bum pulled out a machete, this guy here. It was extremely intoxicated, you think? John C. Tubbs, 27, was intoxicating and attempting to engage a number of individuals in a physical altercation. He was wrestling with another man. Todd Sicka, 56-year-old Winooski man, attempted to intervene. Sicka pulled out a small knife to protect himself, leading Tubbs to raise the large machete-type knife above his head in a threatening manner. BPD said, Twitter said it was a knife versus machete altercation. He's facing charges of disorderly conduct and aggravated assault. Okay then, no problem. Week after week, push the booze. And here's another woman. Look, honey, I feel sorry for you. You lost your daughter to a drug overdose. But you know what? It's not just a disease, okay? There is personal responsibility in here. I mean, we've been telling people about heroin since I was a kid, okay?
And before.
Since 1914, Philo.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not like you just walk down the street and a needle flies in your arm, or you go to the doctor one time and say, I got a pain in my neck, and it turns out to be a 5-pound tumor. This is it's self-inflicted. It's heroin, you idiots. And how come we lost 54,000 people in 2015 to ODs, Philo?
Uh-huh.
Where's the DEA? And, if the government wasn't importing heroin from overseas in Afghanistan, then, heroin would be $20-30 a bag. It was $25 a bag in the 80s. I know my buddy's brother was a junkie, and we used to have to try and look for him in Lowell, Mass every other weekend. And it was $25 a bag back then. Now it's only $5 a bag.
Yep.
Why is that? Never asked the question. Never. And look at this. This is from today's paper. Our buddy Tristan Coffin III, the former slave catcher and USDA or whatever it is from head of the federal courts. Well, he's a child abuse daddy. His kid goes out there, plays soccer. He broke his leg, he broke his shoulder, and they're still shoving the kid back into the game. It's child abuse, man. What the hell's wrong with you people? This kid is gonna be hurting for the rest of his life. And you know what? I'm thinking when he's seriously involved in pain, he's probably gonna be seriously looking for pain control. And of course, because of the stupid opiate laws now, or a crisis, they're not giving out anything. So if you can't take care of your pain with acupuncture, biofeedback, or some other witch doctor crap, then you get to suffer or look on the black market and wind up being a junkie. The collision sounded like a tree branch snapping in the wind. A collective gasp followed, then silence from the spectators on the field. Coffin was left helpless in shock, slumped on his back, his right leg crooked and dangling in the air. I looked up, my leg was at a 45-degree angle. It was disbelief. I thought I was dreaming. It was just surreal. After I realized what was wrong, that's when the pain set in. Suffered breaks of the tibia and fibia. Yeah, I said an Essex trainer told him the Velcro straps kept the bones from being a compound fracture. It was a scary day, he said. Yet the coach was more concerned about his well-being than the Hornets' 2-goal rally to earn the point. Oh, yeah. Coffin's father, Tristan Coffin III, was chatting with an old friend on the sidelines and didn't see the injury occur. Oh, of course I'll make your game, son. I just won't be watching it because, Daddy's got business to attend to. As a parent, it was very disturbing to see a kid hurt. Well, you didn't see him get hurt. You only saw him after he got hurt, you fool. You just admitted you weren't watching the game. It was clean play, just one of those things. Oh, it's just one of those things, all right. Oh, man. What's wrong with you people? Oh, and here we go again, man. Here we go again. Okay. Stinker and Quiro, our heroes, man. EB5 lawsuit heads to court. And you know what the investors are saying, look, the state was in on this. They were bragging to people that they were overseeing all these projects and everything when they weren't, Philo.
Yep.
Well, now they're saying, oh, you can't sue us. We're the state. We've got immunity. And when the lawyers went to get the discovery to get the evidence and stuff, they filed a motion to stop the discovery even. And there's our big Jamoke right there. Oh, yeah, Mr. Korea. And it turns out that it goes way back to when they sold the place, because Mount St. Sevier International, that Canuck company over the border, they illegally let them use the money to buy the place when it was supposed to be used for improvement projects and to put people to work. Oh, okay. We can have billions for wars and stuff, but we can't employ people to do anything here. We can't retrofit our houses or button them up to save energy or put in heat pumps. Oh no, we can go around the world blowing up people, stealing their oil, burning more and more, and now we got a bona fide heat wave. 3 days of above 90 degrees at the end of September in northern Vermont. Does that tell you anything, boys and girls? Oh, I'm stupid. It's a myth.
I think it means that the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Oh, I forgot, Philo.
You have to remember these things, Steve.
It's Earth that's only 6,000 years old. That's right. From Adam to Jesus Christ, it's 4,000 years by Jesus. Unbelievable. The investor lawsuit states many who hope for a better life in America lost everything. Ah, yeah. It's not just Quiros and Stinger. The government was involved. Customs and Immigration announced plans to terminate the Vermont Center, accused the state of failing to supervise the projects sufficiently. You think? Oh, and here's an obituary for a dead guy, Philo, 69 years old, that he was employed at North Country Bingo, and he was a mixologist. What's a mixologist, Philo?
I couldn't even tell you.
It's a guy who likes to tend bar.
Oh, okay.
And he tended bar, and he made such good drinks, Philo, that he's dead at 69.
Good for him.
Yeah. Back to Quiro. The administration of Phil Snott said the center would be winding down, no new projects, but he defended the state's conduct and asked him not to shutter the center immediately. Oh, we can still get a couple of, droplets of milk out of that cow and the teat, so, don't shut it down right away, says Phil Snott. The SEC accused Stinker and Quiro of a civil complaint of misappropriating. Oh, that's right, you or I take the money where it's called stealing. They take the money, it's called a misappropriation of a mere $200 million. I mean, what's a few million between friends? That's insane. Allegations of civil rather than criminal, of course, because we never see any criminal cases against white-collar people. Unbelievable. The state ignored and then retaliated against the whistleblowers to silence the revelations of fraud. You remember that? We sat here in 2009, and I thank Philo for this because Ray and I were sitting here one day, we did the show, and we're all like, where can we, get some background information? I think it was you, Philo, that told us check out Yahoo's business website, right?
No, it wasn't me. I didn't know about that one.
Huh. Well, somebody, anyways, I went on Yahoo, because I know you did Yahoo. So I went on Yahoo's business website, and that's when I found out it was in it's in a sports betting shyster outfit in the corner office of a 4th floor Jamoke building in Seoul, Korea. And there was no price to earnings ratio on the stock, nothing about the ANSI bio and none of that stuff. It was all fake. And we told you back in 2009. And they were just reeling them suckers in. And then, in the fall of 2015 or whatever it was, 2014, Bill Stinker came out and he said, well, remember, he said, those naysayers can go to hell. Oh, yeah. Seems like we were right, huh, Billy?
I remember the meeting we had down at the Gateway with all these promises.
Oh, it's all coming. Yeah, you filmed that.
Yep, the Grant Sucking chair warmers were there, and Bill Stenger was there, and it was all these promises, and the poor person like my wife believed it and had all this hope, and guess what? It's the end of all hope.
Yeah.
The end.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Wasn't even good mirrors either.
Oh, no. And here we are with the Muslims again. That's right.
Moose?
Defense. Suspect in terror plot was an idiot, not a fighter. Well, you know what? He's both, okay? He's both. They wanted to kill this woman. And of course, they don't have a picture of the guy because he's black. He's from Roxbury. Or his companions. You want to draw a picture of the prophet? We'll kill you! You know, years ago, Philo, I got so fed up with the commercial aspect of Christmas, right?
Yep.
I couldn't take it anymore. So I went out to the barn, and I got some wood, pressure treated, and I made a little cross for my Santa Christ. And I took this stuffed Santa, and I mounted him on the cross, and I put it on the barn. And, you know, it gets the picture. That's art. It makes you think. You're looking at this, and you see a crucifix with Santa on it. It registers in your brain that who are we worshiping? You know, are you worshiping money, or are you worshiping Santa, or does it have to do anything with Christ anymore? Right? Well, if I did that to the prophet, they would try and kill me because, you know, you don't have no freedom of speech with Muslim land. And we want to import more of these Akbars, right? This bonehead, his lawyer said, well, he was weighed more than 500 pounds, he lived with mommy, and he had no career, Philo.
Wow, that's a big Akbar.
That's a big Akbar. He was 28 years old. His name was David Wright. He was charged with obstruction, conspiring to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization, conspiring to commit acts of terrorism, transcending national boundaries. He faces a life in prison. The prosecutors said he was a ringleader, and he recruited his uncle, Osama Rahim of Boston, and another man, Nicholas Ravinsky of Warwick, Rhode Island, to help him commit the acts.
Wow.
We got Wright, Ravinsky, and Osama Rahim.
Sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, don't it? We specialize in pipe bomb law. Unbelievable.
Another silliness.
Ah, sure. The three men agreed to kill Pam Geller in the summer of 2015 after the cartoon contest in Dallas, where two other men opened fire, wounded a security guard before they were killed in a shootout with the cops. They discussed plans to kill Geller. It doesn't say, well, of course, they wanted to kill her because she was sponsored a Draw the Prophet contest. And because you have the temerity to badmouth their prophet, and Obama was behind this. Remember, over and over he kept telling us, oh, sure we got freedom of speech, but you can't disparage the prophet. I don't think it's wise, said Obama. Well, you know what? Screw the prophet, okay? He
knew someone would try to kill you.
Yeah, he was a pedophile. He married a 6-year-old girl. God, he makes Wiener look normal.
Yeah, and that's pretty hard to do on a daily basis.
Yeah. And anyways, he couldn't wait to attack Geller and decided to go after the boys in blue, referring to police. Okay, great. So you want to take out the girl for the prophet thing, and then you can't get her, so we'll go after the cops. Unbelievable. That's okay. We wonder why the cops are all walking on eggshells and ready to snap like a dry twig. Unbelievable. More gimme grunts. More. And here we are. We had one of the gimme grunts drown this summer, and because these gimme grunts because they can't read the signs and they can't swim, these snowflakes want more tax money to, I don't know, put up lifeguards or something, Philo. Well, you know what? Lifeguards can't be there 24/7, okay? I'm pretty sure these kids decided to go swimming. It was late afternoon. There wouldn't even been a lifeguard on duty had there been one.
Yep.
Oh, geez Louise.
By 5 or 6, they all go home anyway.
Yeah. Expanding lifeguards at North Beach would cost $87,000 the first year and $60,000 a year after that. The report emphasized image-based signage where lifeguards do not guard the lake to ensure that non-English speakers understand and recommend the city develop water swimming safety courses, educational outreach, especially among the immigrant and refugee community. Oh, great. Let's import more third world welfare bums. Yeah, sure, we got 60, 80 grand a year for a lifeguard, right? No problem there.
I earn that much, sure.
Oh, man. And here's refugee resettlement program applies to get another 100 refugees in Syria land, Philo. Don't these people ever give up? You know what? I hope to God that the Supreme Court, and I'm glad it went right-wing, but when it comes to this stuff, I hope the Supreme Court supports Trump and says that's it. We're done with this whole immigration thing. We've got too many immigrants here. When we close the borders, we're going to round up the ones that are here illegally and send them back the hell home. Yeah, and where does the Vermont Refugee Resettlement Program get their money from? And why are they dumping these third world illiterate people on our doorstep for us to support? We got enough people around here that can't find jobs or can't work or whatever. We got native Vermonters what the hell is wrong with you people? Plan to bring 100 refugees to the city, but only 14 have arrived. With the number of refugees that will be allowed in the U.S. in limbo, it's unclear how many will end up in Syria land. Oh, sure. Great. Just great. Oh, Linden State College faces sanctions from the NCAA, Philo.
Yeah, over a bunch of obscure laws that nobody ever even heard of.
Yeah, improperly awarding sports leadership scholarships.
Yes, I know. My stepdaughter works for Linden State, and she said these rules are so obscure nobody even heard of them.
Yeah.
And a little tiny school like Linden State, come on. You've got bigger problems in your bigger colleges for basketball and football.
Oh yeah, front page of today's paper, man. Indictments are coming down as we speak. For blacketball. And you know how they kept saying, oh, over the weekend, Merkel came in, Merkel got reelected. Oh, sure, Merkel got reelected. Well, you know who came in third, Philo, which is a big deal in a bit parliament in Germany? The Alternative for Deutschland came in third. And they're the ones that are saying no more Akbars. Send them the hell home. And guess what? Turns out, according to German law, she let these people in the country illegally, Philo.
Okay.
You know how hard it is to get a work permit to live and work in Germany? You got to speak German fluently. You have to have an employer sign you up. Not for a bunch of unemployed third worlders, though. Oh yeah, U.S. says airstrikes kill 17 ISIS militants in Libya. Oh, they killed 17, destroyed 3 vehicles in coordination with the Libyan government. What government? There isn't a government in Libya right now. There's about 5 or 10 of them. Are you kidding me? AFRICOM said in coordination it struck a camp Friday with 150 miles southeast of Sirte. Oh, sure. Yeah. Don't ask any questions. And here we are. Jake Gyllenhaal's out pushing this new movie about the Boston bombing guy who lost his legs called Stronger. And there he is. And this guy developed a serious drinking problem after he lost his legs. But there's no mention of any of the bumslims that did the bombing. They got the full sarnie up. The whole family came over. They're all on welfare. Mommy got busted for shoplifting. Oh, yeah. Section 8. Everything, man. They got everything. And they still hated America because, women could show their ankles and go out uncovered without permission from their male relatives. And speaking of which, working to put a dent in poverty. Here's another one of those. I am an American. We are one nation. These stupid things come out every week. And, why doesn't anybody ask the question? A nation of plenty, unlimited plenty. It keeps half of its citizens in poverty. We have 1,000 military bases all over the world. Now, there ain't even 1,000 countries. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 here, there. We got 14 in Syria, it turns out. And we foment permanent war But yet nobody asks why there's hungry people. Oh, we're going to applaud this guy for helping out, which is a great thing. Don't get me wrong, the kid's helping out hungry people. But why are there hungry people? We got plenty of jet fighters and bombs and everything else. And you know what? I'm sick of this North Korean stuff. If you want to do it, do it. Push the damn button. We've been waiting all our lives for this. That we have more to fear from that stupid Fukushima nuclear plant that's been spouting radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean for the past, 6 years now, than we have from a couple of nuclear bombs. Do it. I mean, do it. Drop it. Go ahead.
I'd send the nuclear stuff from Fukushima over to North Korea.
Yeah, really. It's too bad it wasn't on the other side of the island, Philo. It would light up the whole bay, right?
Yep, indeed.
Oh, yeah, very safe, Joel, very safe. And, and get this. Shinzo Abe, the PM of Japan, his grandfather was a class 1 or 3 war criminal after the war, and we were very light on the Japanese because they had to save face. It wasn't like the Germans where we just took them out and hung them in Nuremberg. Oh, no. They had to save face, so we didn't prosecute the Japanese. Abe's grandfather was a class 3 war criminal, and who was fighting his grandfather along with the rest of the Japs on the Korean Peninsula during WW2, Philo?
I don't know.
Little Kim Suckface's grandfather.
Wow.
So you have grandson versus grandson, one of the tyrannical Japs versus a tyrannical, communist. It's insane.
It wasn't even actually a communist.
Yeah, totalitarianism.
Yep.
But I mean, we'd have no problem with India having a nuke. They don't even have toilets, right, Philo?
No turlets?
No turlets in India. We got no problem with them. We have no problem with Pakistan having nuclear bombs. We have no problem with Israel having bombs since 1964. But oh man, when it comes to people we don't like, then look what happened. As soon as Gaddafi gave up his nuclear stuff, bang, we whacked him. Saddam gave up his nuclear stuff in Iraq, bang, we whacked him. You think that don't stick in little Kim's mind?
Look at, even France has got them now.
Yeah, well, France has had them, yeah. France and England and Germany.
The only thing is they'll explode them backwards.
Yeah. They'll launch them upon themselves. And here we are. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Oh, Hannaford raised all this money for hunger in Vermont and food shelves. And and they never ask why. Never ask why in the richest country on earth why we have hunger. And look at here, Philo. This is a geezer bar. It's an assisted living facility. How many of these people are drinking in this bar and taking meds that they're not supposed to take with alcohol, you wonder, huh? Get this. Oh, yeah. Join in the fun! Exclamation point. Delicious chef-prepared meals and snacks. Common areas include living and dining room, private dining room, cocktail lounge, barber shop, walking paths and gardens. And then you got assistance with personal care, grooming, bathing, dressing, medication management, and physical therapy. Well, you know what? If you weren't drinking a flammable carcinogenic liquid, maybe your guts would work and you wouldn't be crapping yourself and need somebody to wipe your butt for, $150,000 a year.
I saw something funny the other day. You know the professional wrestler Ric Flair?
Heard of him, don't know him, yeah.
Anyways, he's got multiple problems medically, and now he's finally admitting it was the booze. However, in the same sentence he said, I never got involved in any addiction. I didn't take pain pills. I didn't take cocaine. But now he's finally admitting he had a booze problem. They had to take out half of his insides. And somebody said, well, he's kind of old. And I said, yeah, he's 2 years older than I am.
Your stuff will kill you.
Yep.
I mean, it's a flammable carcinogenic liquid. You wouldn't drink paint thinner to get high, would you?
Some people I know have.
You wouldn't drink gasoline to get high, would you?
I know one guy that did.
Oh, man.
I can't name him because he was a patient of mine, but...
Oh, God. And this is from today's paper, Philo.
Yeah, lighter fluid, actually. It wasn't gasoline, but he used to snort gasoline, and he actually drank lighter fluid. Well,
a lighter fluid is unleaded gasoline.
Yep.
It's all it is. Think about it. What else starts from a spark? Kerosene don't start from a spark. Only gasoline does. And here we are, the whiny pissabeds and mop heads at UVM. And what does UVM stand for, Philo?
I don't know. It's been a lot of things.
Underserved, vulnerable, and marginalized. And there's the little Honecops there. They got some hoofty holding the amplifier right here. They got a Asian girl doing the sound. And then you got some mophead over here speaking into the microphone. And listen to what their demands are, Philo.
Yep.
They had 10 demands, beginning with mandatory diversity and equity training for all administrators, staff, and faculty. Mandatory diversity and equity training. What in the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. Both of my granddaughters graduated from UVM, and they've got, one's a nurse, one's an environmental engineer. What more do you want?
Pay attention when you go to school, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to find out that once you graduate, you're just another swinging Dick and Jane walking down the street. It doesn't matter what color you are.
That's right.
You know? It's okay, anyways.
Sucker, what do they say? Money talks and bullshit walks?
Yeah, that's it. Oops, be careful, Philo.
Well, I preface it with bull.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Better diversity courses taught by qualified teachers. That's 2. Dealing with hate crimes is an automatic expulsion. 3. The expulsion of the student who stole the black brain splatter flag. 4. Renaming the George Perkin Marsh Life Science Building. The university community previously said in a protest in the name of diversity. In 1988, they occupied a building. 91, they did. Oh, God. They got 13% of the class of students of color. Those would be SOCs. That's right, students of color. In September 2016, the Black Lives Matter flag was stolen. In reality, the thief was caught after the student newspaper reported it. Let's see, bloody, but they still want this kid kicked off campus. It's like he was probably drunk. He stole a flag. That's it, because it's Black Lives Matter. You know what? No lives matter, okay? The only thing that matters in this country is ching. If you got it, you have Judge William Buttkisser III Sessions kissing Tory Scripps Carmody's butt for heroin, because she's a white rich kid, but yet if you're a poor black guy from New York City and you get busted selling junk, you get 11 years, and like we just told you about, the Jew got 4 months. And here we are here. John Cleese, remember him from Monty Python, Philo?
Yes, I do.
He's come out of the whatever, and he's saying that you can't do humor nowadays because it's all PC and someone will be offended. It's true. We've had it. That's why people elected Trump. We're not going to walk around saying the N-word all day, but you know what? I'm telling you, it's just gone too far the other way. Everybody's underserved, vulnerable, and marginalized. Humor is one of those things that's hard to explain. Either it's funny or it isn't, which is why people are uncomfortable around humor, or either pompous or neurotic. And he's going to be in Burlington, I don't know when. It's Thursday, tomorrow night. But Cleese said he's been warned not to perform at certain universities out of fear that the audience will take his humor too personally. He mentioned the late British actor Charles Laughton, who was said to arrive at parties waiting to be offended. When you have an audience waiting to be offended, it's not fun. Oh, you think? And speaking of fun, I get Sunday's paper, Philo, right?
Yeah.
The thing weighs a ton. Look at this. In celebration of that World War II draft dodger, Tony Palmer Leahy, we've got a whole booklet of cardboard-type paper filled with bum kissers just kissing his bum. This guy was a draft dodger in World War II. He's a Canadian. Now, he was brought here when he was a toddler, right, Philo?
I don't know.
Well, that's what it says. He was brought here from Canada when he was a toddler, and they did. Steve Blake was a reporter over here. When they found out he was born in Canada, they shipped his butt home. Now, why won't they send Palmer Leahy back to Canada, Philo?
I don't know. I saw Steve back in August.
Because of the ching.
He was in Derby Line.
Yeah, the boy in the iron corset. Oh, yeah. His parents are so stupid, they put him in a cast iron corset, and he gives thanks for the God-given miracle at the St. Anne's Shrine his mother brought him to, Philo.
Okay.
It wasn't like he was 3 years old and he just grew out of it, because, basically when you're a kid, you're all cartilage and you're just rubber anyways. I mean, and why did he fall down the cellar steps? What, his parents couldn't keep the door shut or actually put up a kid-safe thing there? What's wrong with them there, huh, Philo?
Don't know.
And then when he goes out and meets this girl up in Canada, and she's Irish. He's got the hots for her, so he sent her some, letters back and forth, right? He was living with his mother in an apartment over in Burlington after his dad died. His mom saw the letters from this Irish girl. Because she wasn't a Canuck, his mom destroyed the letters, Philo.
Huh.
And this girl finally gets a hold of him. She's all like, why didn't you write back, Rita? And he says, she said, I did, but I didn't get any letters. She said, well, I sent them, and I come out and find out his mother destroyed them.
Oh, such a good lady.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And get this, he learned at a young age how to exploit people. Let's see. He had lawn mowing jobs for $1 a lawn. So he had so many lawns, he employed his friends in 50 cents a lawn. So he took half of the top. And then during the Depression, which is the same thing, he washed and cleaned expensive cars for wealthy clients, bringing the cars off-seat, and then hiring unemployed bums to do the work. Everyone profited. What? No, that's wrong. That's exploiting your fellow man. I mean, he didn't pay him a decent wage. He took half off the top. Yeah, sure. So his dad dies of cancer. And here's a picture of his soda distribution company. You know what it says on the trucks, Philo?
What's that?
Pomerleau and Schindel, or Scheindel. Hoy! So he hooked up with the youths. He learned where the money was at a young age. And get this. Yeah, he was living with his mother. His mother discovered and intercepted the card from Rita and disposed of it. Rita was Irish, and that was not acceptable to his French Canadian mother. But times had changed. Oh, yeah, they sure did. Tony visited a motel in Boston and came up with a wild idea to build a complex outside of Burlington with a big parking lot. That's called sprawl. That's exactly what we don't want anymore. This guy was the champion of early sprawl, Philo. And then get this, how they explain the stinker thing. In 2014, Tony famously backed away from a deal in Newport to sell his property on Lent for my cock. Speaking of which, the SS Turd Blossom is no longer taking passengers out onto the lake anymore. It seems that, there's no tourists, no money, and what with the lake being, what do they call it? It's aging prematurely, which means it's dying, okay? The lake is dying. So people don't want to go out on the SS Turd Blossom, so now the guy's got the boat up for sale or some damn thing. So anyways, he sell his property on Lake Microcock to J-Peak president, Bill Stinker. Remember, Stinky was saying, we're going to have a big waterfront motel and conference center with underwater parking and a spaceport on the roof for aliens to land, and it's all coming, Joe. It's all coming. Yeah, except that he didn't have the money, and Pomerleau, he picked up on it. It is part of Newport Marina and Conference Center. Something didn't feel right, says Tony. Although many expressed disappointment in his withdrawal from a project touted to save an economically depressed area he once called home, Tony came out smelling like a rose. Once again, his legendary timing was perfect. He walked away from the deal without closing it just before the feds walked in and closed it for good. The rest is history. And we even have some more local rump swabs in here. Oh man, you get near the beginning, or the middle rather, and we've got local rump swabs. The Grant sucking chair warmer herself. First we've got Laura Walmart Dolgan on Palmer Leahy, and there's the mayor. He looks like Palmer Leahy's illegitimate son. Hang on, Mackie, wait for your cue. And there's the Palmer Leahy Park. Boy, that's a big park down there, isn't it, Philo?
Looks big to me.
Yeah, do you see any benches or anything? No, he's like a Puerto Rican. He spray paints his name on something, and that's all there is. There's nothing down there.
Well, there's a bench, but it's not in the picture. It's way over on the left.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even have benches on Main Street because that boneheaded alcoholic mayor says, oh, you can't have benches. People will sit on them then, Philo.
Well, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Stand on them?
Yeah. Oh, people might fall asleep and then they'd be sleeping on the benches.
Uh-oh, that must be against the law, like sleeping on the job.
Oh, God. When major plans for downtown took a hit, Dolgan said Palmer Leahy indicated it was another opportunity to try something else. Yeah, right. Major opportunity for what? There's nothing there. The city is still looking for an anchor to help downtown, and Palmer Leahy is offering any help he can give, which is none. And trust me, this guy's a philanthropist. What are you kidding me? This guy would, I'll bet you, this guy would not give a nickel to anybody if he didn't get to save a nickel on his taxes because it's tax deductible. Hell, I did that when I cashed in my IRA. I knew I was going to, get screwed on the taxes, Philo. So I was down at the local library in Westmoreland, New Hampshire, right? And I looked around. They didn't have cooperative computers, so I bought them two brand new computers with my 401k money. It's a tax write-off. It's not like you're Rockefeller, or a Carnegie. Come on. Now, let's see. So they're still looking for somebody to buy the whole. Tony said communities have ebbs and flows. We happen to be in an ebb. Yeah, we've been in an ebb for 50 years now. When are you people going to get it together and do something? Oh, we can't have nothing in Newport because the city council won't spend a nickel to do nothing. And when somebody does come, we got to shoot them down unless they got a gas station or a mini mart. Then it's okay. Oh.
Don't you know? My old hometown of Springfield did the same thing.
Oh, yeah. They're so busy fighting, nothing gets done, Philo.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Admiral Akbar is about to enter the building here.
Okay, very quickly. Trish Sears on Tony Palmer Leahy. Oh, and it says here that Trish is the publisher of the Newport Daily Distress.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And there it is right here. What did Trish see? What words of wonder did this draft-dodging weasel give Trixie Sears, I wonder? Do nothing. That's it. Let's see. You kept me up all night. We're going to do something with the plaza. Let's work together. Palmer Leahy was locked in. What did they do to the plaza? Nothing. They put a new whore on the old new dress on the old whore. That's it. Some spray paint, a couple of new headers on the top. That's it. He didn't do.
We wondered when they were going to change Vista to Windows 7.
Yeah. He also had ideas. The annual Christmas party continues to be a popular event, and he pays for it. The less fortunate. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, she didn't do anything but be a grant-sucking chair warmer, and he's offered nothing except a bunch of bogus advice.
Okay.
So, there he is. Say goodbye to the draft-dodging weasel. Oh, man. Once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. And hopefully, come on up, Mackie. Hopefully, we'll see you again next week. Inshallah, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. And until then, get down on your hands and knees, pray east, wave the flies away from your head, sniff the bum of the guy in front of you and say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar.
Who can kill a general in his bed? Overthrow dictators if they're red. Amen. CIA man. Who can buy a government so cheap? Change a cabinet without a squeak. Amen. CIA man. Who can train guerrillas by the dozens? Send them out to kill their untrained cousins. Amen. CIA man. Who can get a budget that's so great? Who will be the 51st state?